I'd describe it as, for people who want to know what other shows it's like, as a bit of a cross between You Bet, which is obviously for people of an older generation,
Yes.
and Britain's Got Talent as
It's
well.
sort of a bit, yes, I suppose there's an element of Britain's Got Talent. Yes, you're absolutely right. You Bet, which of course anyone who'll remember it, well, You Bet brought in people who just had really weird talents that they could, people who could taste cheese and say exactly what it was, or those sorts of funny things. So it's that mixed with, as you say, Britain's Got Talent, because I suppose we have our panel, but the panel is largely made up of comedians. Mickey Flanagan, one of the best stand-ups around, is our Simon Cowell figure. Then in the middle seat, there'll always be a sort of TV personality. We've had Rita Simons from EastEnders. We've had Alex Jones from The One Show. And then the other end is another stand-up, another comedians. We've had Katie Brand, Kevin Bridges, and Joe Lycett, this fantastic young stand-up who just won the Chortle Award, is our resident announcer. So it has its foot in both camps in many ways. I would say, while it apes the sort of the setup of Britain's Got Talent, it's not a competitive show in that sense. It's more comedy based, really. Anyone who likes a bit of stand-up will enjoy this. It's got a nice sort of representation of good current British stand-up on there.
And people who are sick of singers and dancers shouldn't worry.
People who are sick of singers and dancers shouldn't worry, or just give it a whirl. But it has a sort of, it's got a lot of heart, I'd say, this show, because we find people from around the country who can just do. We had a guy who could identify any cut of meat with his toes. So blindfolded, he could just prod around and say, "Yep, that's scrag of lamb. That's tripe. That's a kidney." Amazing talent there, and absolutely useless.
How did you discover this? Where do you begin?
I dread to think. He ran a butcher's shop, which is a little bit scary.
And there's a bloke who can recognise fish when it's whacked in his face.
Yeah, he can be slapped by a fish, and he can tell you exactly what fish it was. We had a girl who can kick herself in the head with protective headgear, I have to say, for the camera. We've had a guy who can drive a mobility scooter at 70 miles an hour. We've had a guy who's memorized 250 barcodes and could read barcodes and tell us what the item was and how much it cost. Incredible.
And were all these people let out in the community afterwards?
They are all roaming free as we speak, I think. Yes.
How do you think you'd rate yourself at detecting fish slapped in your face?
I think I could. Well, if they're really big, I've already forgotten what the really big fish was. It's a very common fish. I wasn't aware it was that massive, though. It's huge. A skate wing. Probably I'd know that if I got hit by that. An eel. I'd probably know what that was. But yeah, it's very hard because it wasn't the mouth end; it was the tail end. And the tail of a red mullet's very much like the tail of a sea bream, surely, isn't it?